you and I have just sat through what was a very impressive second half performance by Arsenal. Odegaard took a lot of their headlines. I thought Saka was outstanding on that right-hand side. Body strength. You and I were admiring how he got in between Rice and the ball twice for one of their goals. Might have been the third goal, actually. Might have been the third goal. But West Ham, once Arsenal equalised, it felt inevitable that Arsenal would go on and get the next goal and go and win the game. But I have to say, they look good all over the pitch. All over the pitch. They're here to stay. By the way. 100%. They are here to stay. They are going nowhere.
Yeah, and you know, I was one of the critics. You know, back in there when they started going on a little run in the top of the league, and I would say, they will cookie crumble by Christmas, and they'll just fade away. I take that back because they've proved me wrong on that front. So they're 8 points clear now, and they don't look like they're slowing up. But what I will say,
here we go.
There we go. No, and I also said that Jesus is going to be a massive loss. He makes that team tick as well for his work rate, winning the ball back.
You're going to miss him.
You are going to miss him. Over today's performance, they didn't miss him at all.
No, they didn't. No, I thought Eddie Nketiah played well. I thought they all over the pitch. They stepped up, and I don't want to take anything away from Arsenal because second half they were excellent. But West Ham, I thought second half were pretty toothless. They had a chance to make it 2-0.
They hung in there, didn't they?
Yeah, but I thought Arsenal. Look, they're a good side. Arsenal, the best side I've seen at Chelsea this season. They are. You're not top of the table after 15 games for nothing. No, you are doing something right. All over the pitch. The Jesus injury, that we will find out in weeks to come how much of a miss that will be. But today, you can categorically say that they did not miss him. There was not any point in going, Jesus might have, that might have happened. I thought Martinelli pulled his weight, wasn't his greatest game. Saka on the other side. Odegaard was brilliant. The back four looks solid. The midfield with Partey in there. Xhaka's doing what he does. Even Ramsdale, when called into action, looks sharp. There's a nice balance and feel about Arsenal. And if you're a Manchester City fan or any man, you're watching that, you're going to have to bring your A game every week because at the moment Arsenal are, and let's not forget Newcastle, who are also bringing their A game. They're not going anywhere, it would appear right now. We've got 3-horse race or not?
By the table, you can't deny it. You can't say no. It is a three-way horse race. And obviously, you still say Man City are favourites. I'll still go with Man City as favourites. I'll still say they're favourites, but Arsenal now have put themselves in a fantastic position. Yes, they have. I would say now it's told Man City that you have to give one of those seasons where you took Liverpool to the wire by winning by the point. It's going to be one of those seasons.
Feels like it.
But what I was going to say earlier on is that the time will tell now. These next 7 games is a massive time for Arsenal.
Go on, mate.
Because out of those 7 games, 5 of them are in the top 7. Right. And they are Newcastle, then it's Spurs, Man United, and Man City.
Okay.
If they come through that period unscathed, and then them title odds could be changing. They could be changing a lot because that is some big rules, and that's why I always say, and people do say, you know where you stand after Christmas because there's a period where some teams always get a bad bunch of either injuries or fixtures, which then turn the tide of the table. So the next 5 games is going to be absolutely crucial for Arsenal.
See, Joe, I was wondering whether this World Cup, and we still don't know the answer to this question definitely yet, but what that break was going to do for certain teams. So I made the point that the best 2 teams going into it, or certainly 2 of the best 3, Arsenal and Newcastle, I thought the World Cup come at a wrong time for those because they were purring, they were flying. And you think, okay, what is this break going to do? Well, on today's evidence, there has been no change. Spurs, no change with Spurs. That's Spurs are doing what Spurs are doing. Yeah. Everton, oh my God, how many times have Everton been in a situation like that and let something slip through their fingers? Southampton, well, Brighton are a good side. Liverpool turning up the heat. There's nothing I can look at there. There's only one result, and that's Fulham or White Palace, where I go, right, I'm not quite sure I saw that one coming, to be honest. Yep. But we'll find out a little bit more about Chelsea. We talk about them later in the show. Bournemouth, 5:30 kickoff live here on talkSPORT. Manchester United entertain Nottingham Forest. That is 8 o'clock also here on talkSPORT tomorrow evening. But it would appear that the break has had very little effect on the Premier League. The good teams that were flying are still flying. The teams at the bottom are still struggling.